Hi, well, welcome back to the channel. Will you join us in the campsite just outside Marrakech? But we're not here to lie by that lovely little pool or to lounge around drinking wine. This is where we're going to store our truck for the next couple of weeks whilst I go off on my very own two-wheel adventure. But right now, it's all about the prep. There's bike gear to sort out and, well, stuff, and a bit of testing just for the luggage before going anywhere. Right, I'm pretty much there in terms of the packing. I've actually managed to get the tent in, the sleeping bag, my little pillow, towel, all the bits I need really. If I'm stuck, or two, if I do actually want to go into a campsite. And the rest really is just clothes. I've actually got my laptop with me as well because I need to do a bit of video editing whilst I'm away. I think I'm there. I've got a load of tools, chain lube. So it's amazing really what you can get into these. So these are the OS 32, so 32 litre bags either side, and then just a small one on top. So I think we are pretty much ready for tomorrow morning. Once Izzy goes early in the morning, I didn't want to be faffing about. I want to get literally straight on the road. And I'll talk more about my plan, my very loose plan, later on. Right, so this is where we've moved the truck to in terms of the storage, and it's kind of on a pitch, and it's kind of on the staff car park, if you like. I'll just walk forward so you can see it. You wouldn't believe how cheap it is to store the vehicle here. So it's 30 dirhams a night. At today's exchange rate, that's £2.41, which just seems ridiculous really. So obviously we're really happy with that. We've got a taxi booked for Izzy in the morning, and that's pretty much it. We're sort of effectively good to go, to be honest with you. So we'll obviously batten down the hatches tomorrow and be on our way. Right, so I'm sat right now doing a little bit of planning, and the plan is that there is no plan. And I'm actually quite excited by that because I think that's probably the difference between Izzy and I. Izzy is a planner. She loves to know exactly where we're going, how long is it going to take, and everything in between. And I'm just a bit more, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Not sure exactly how we're going to get there, but it'll be fine. And in saying that, I am looking on here. I'm actually looking, I kind of use a mixture really. I used to be a big fan of Gaia Maps. I'm using Wikiloc more, to be honest with you. I think it's a great tool. And I do like Gaia Maps for that real detail of planning, but actually I think Wiki I think Gaia is a bit clunky, if I'm honest. I think Wikiloc works really well, and there's lots and lots of stuff on here. Obviously it's community based. There's lots of stuff on here, good stuff that is right up my street really. So whether it's 4x4, whether it's motorcycling, there's lots of really good tracks and options on here, which is what you want, to be honest with you. And it makes life really easy when you're planning. But I mean, if I just sort of show you this, so basically what I have is I have a couple of screens on here. So I've got Gaia, I've got Wiki. If I just go into Wiki right now, then you'll basically sort of see, in fact I'll just sort of change, I'll just come out a little bit and I'll change the view, in fact, so you can sort of see basically what we're working with. I'll come out a little bit more. So at the moment we're in Marrakech. We're just north of Marrakech actually, and then you can sort of see that to the south we've got the High Atlas Mountains, which basically goes from Agadir all the way across to the Algerian border, and it's a huge mountain range, but it is really rugged. I love it, but it's not my favorite. I love southern Morocco and I love the Anti-Atlas. That's kind of where it's at for me, and this sort of area over here. So my sort of very rough plan, if you like, is to sort of leave Marrakech, head east, and then do a little bit in the High Atlas, up around Emil Chill, and I'll just sort of scroll in so you can get an idea. Okay, and then basically head across really, Iriki down to Erishidia, and then probably, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to cross to Fagik. We've been across to Fagik in the past. It is a long old sort of jaunt over there, and there isn't much there. That's kind of part of the attraction, if I'm honest. And then regardless of what happens, I'll work my way back, and then eventually sort of come back down around food, and I might pop in and see my friend at Garmador Ali, and then no matter what happens, I'll basically work my way all the way down along that sort of southern corridor, if you like, and then eventually down towards Tantan, and that's kind of the plan. How I get there, I don't know yet. It really will be sort of day on day. I'll just sort of make it up and see how I'm feeling physically, because 2 weeks on the bike when you're not used to it is yeah, it's hard work. And I'm definitely not bike fit. So I think my plan really is to do in the region of sort of 3,000 Ks, and I'm trying to do at least 70% of that off-road. That's really what I'm, if I get, ideally if I could do sort of 85% off-road, then I will. But realistically, you still have to get from A to B, and sometimes, for whatever reason, you'll jump on a bit of tarmac, get to, whether it's a hotel or a campsite or whatever it is. And sometimes you're sort of governed by, especially in the south, by soft sand. Sometimes it's really, really difficult and you've got to go up and around. But there's lots of good tracks there, lots of really, really, mile upon mile of superb off-roading. By the time we get down to sort of the Tantan area, it will be, I'll sort of see, I might do a bit of Plage Blanche. I'll just have to have a look at it, see how I'm feeling, see how I'm sort of, how the bike's doing as well. And that's it really, because obviously soft sand, bike with luggage by yourself, it's never ideal. So I'm just going to have to sort of play it by ear, but I'm looking forward to it, and eventually sort of wind my way north again, back up to Marrakech, ready for Izzy's return, and then I think a couple of days here really, bit of respite, bit of catching up, a bit of washing, I suppose, get the bike sorted out, loaded up before they off. So that's where we're at. Well guys, good morning. Well, it is 6:30 in the morning. I have just said farewell to Izzy. She's just got in a taxi for the airport, so I'm just about to go back to the truck, empty the loo, shut the truck down really for the 2 weeks and get on my way. And just like that, I'm off. With the truck shut down, I'm free to explore for the next 2 weeks.
Right. Good, thank you.
I waste no time leaving Marrakech, but before dipping into the mountains, I top up with fuel. With the high Atlas Mountains in my sights, I gain altitude in order to get to my first trailhead. The landscape has already changed several times this morning, and no doubt it'll change many times again. Like most of rural Morocco, the roads are empty and I make the most of it. Throughout the morning I pass through dozens of villages, all unique in their own way, and not far to go now before I hit the trailhead. Day one was always about getting into the mountains, and it doesn't disappoint. And this is exactly what I was looking for when I came off on this trip, was to really get off the beaten track. I've got about another 20 minutes on the road. It's a pleasure really, and then I'm on the track. I'm looking forward to today. It's going to be a really, really big ride today, off-road. So yeah. Let's get back on the bike. and in the blink of an eye, the tarmac runs out and the trail begins. And many recognised national roads are gravel. However, over the past 5 years in particular, a huge effort is seeing more and more roads sealed. The message? If you want to enjoy that off-road piste, get here soon. For reference, I've just passed through the small village of Et Blal and my off-road start point heading east. It's mid-morning, the conditions are good, and I'm looking forward to getting geographically challenged. Morocco is a maze of unsealed tracks of every description and condition. The weather periodically plays havoc, with high rainfall taking out bridges, landslides leading to road closures, and high winds causing difficult conditions, not to mention the extremes of temperatures. You'll be a fool not to factor into your route planning. Another fantastic resource has to be the Trans-Morocco Trail, and I would say to anybody, jump on there, have a look, because it's full of information, particularly if you haven't been in Morocco before and you've got a finite amount of time. Jump on here. The route is just over 3,000 k's. It's well researched by Chris Scott. It's actually up to date as well. He was out 2023, 2024. You may know the book. If I just click on here, you may have seen that before. It's full of really, really good information. But the website itself is actually really helpful. So if I just sort of go down and go into the route itself, I'll just make this a little bit bigger. And you can see that it is a predefined route. So you start at Nador in the north and you finish at Tantan in the southwest. I'll just scroll in so you can get an idea of what this looks like. So you can basically, you probably come into the north of Morocco anyway, and you can sort of see this route here all the way down to the south, and then it sort of goes back into the high Atlas Mountains, back over the Anti-Atlas, all right, and then obviously it's next along the Anti-Atlas, all right, all the way down to Tantan. So an excellent resource, and there's all sorts of information in there. If I just sort of go back in here again, so GPX files, the route itself, I mean, as well as the map, then you've got, you know, just so much information in here. So it's a really, really good starting point. And I'll probably use this when I get a bit further south as well, just to jump on. And it just takes a lot of the real sort of research, if you like, and effort out of that sort of day to day. When you finish your day, you're absolutely knackered and you just want to sort of, right, jump on the bike the next day and go. You know, this is a really, really good resource. Well, this place is absolutely incredible. I've sort of stumbled upon this, to be honest with you. I've tried to come down this riverbed, but it is exceptionally hard work. There's a big gorge to my right, and you can sort of see the scenery, but it's really beautiful. There's some Moroccan guys just down the riverbed here, camping, and obviously exploring the gorge. And they're trying to say to me, "Go to the gorge. It's beautiful," you know. So. But for now, the day is getting on. I need to make a decision whether or not I'm going to continue down this, trying to ride down this riverbed. Some really big boulders. It's making life really difficult. And I'm not quite sure where I'm getting out. So I'm going to take a little walk down on foot and see if it's doable. So otherwise, I've got to ride back probably about an hour and a half. And I'm not really keen to do that, so let's go exploring on foot. After coming out of the riverbed, it wasn't clear which way to go. And yep, I chose wrong. But after a 5-minute detour, I'm back on track. The well surface tracks have allowed me to make really good progress and re-establish my off-road legs, not to mention good testing for the bike and my camera equipment. Wow, that is something else. Wow. Still a bit of snow, but that is pretty special. But it's 4:30. The day has disappeared really. Yeah, I need to crack on. Well, I'm certainly no itchy boots when it comes to my motovlogging and camera setup, particularly when I notice my camera mount has work loose and I end up holding it as I ride along, as I simply didn't want to miss that view. So I've just stopped for a moment just to show you, well, I suppose one, the epic landscape, but just you can see the roots cutting through here across the mountainside. I've been on this now for a couple of hours and it's pretty absolutely epic. There is the odd 4x4. It's like they're obviously doing some work to the track itself, so there's a few workers on here, but it's just fabulous. Well guys, this is going to be my accommodation for tonight. It's right beside a beautiful old riad. The room itself is lovely. The guy doesn't speak any English, but I just spoke to his son on the phone, and yeah, you know, one night here. That was a big ride today. One night here is well needed, to be honest with you. So 250 Moroccan dirhams for one night. That's 20 quid. That includes dinner and breakfast, which is just incredible, you know. The room's immaculate. I'm really happy with it. It's simple, but it's clean. I do have to wait an hour for the hot water, but that's fine, no problem with that. But yeah, look, I'll just swing the camera around. You can get an idea of what this place is like. So it's 6:30 in the evening. That was a really long day in the end up, but I'm really sort of deep into the mountains. Well, I've never been in this part of the High Atlas Mountains before. It does feel quite remote. I mean, there's lots of little villages around here, but not many tourists, that's for sure. And that's quite nice. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Well, here is the entranceway. Room is here on the left. 2 single beds. I mean, no frills. But you know what? It's absolutely fine. Yeah, there's the bathroom. I mean, I have to say, it's really, really clean. Yeah, that is a good start. Okay, so I'm just having a bowl of soup, and I've got a chicken tagine just here. But it's a pretty quiet affair. I'm the only guest, and I have just been talking to the son for about an hour and a half with some mint tea, and it's been lovely. But I think the plan really, and I'm still on my bike gear. One, because it's bloody freezing, and two, because I haven't really had the chance yet. I had to let the hot water warm up, and so I think the plan really is to have dinner, have a hot shower, and by then it'll be probably about 10 o'clock. So I think I'll crawl into bed. It's going to get down to 2 degrees here tonight, and tomorrow morning I think it's a high of about 11. So it's going to be really, really chilly first thing. It's going to rain in the afternoon as well. So, excuse me, I've got breakfast booked for 8 o'clock. So I think the plan really is get up early, get the bike packed, and get breakfast and get on the road. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for all the support on the channel, and join me next time around when my bike lets me down in the middle of the Anti-Atlas when I need it most. See you then.